Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Developed by Tailworlds Entertainment, the game has been long awaited since the release of its prequels. Bannerlord has been in early access since March and had a huge player base that purchased the game. By the end of this video, I hope this will let you determine if this game is worth buying for you. Let's begin. When you start Bannerlord up, you'll have the option of save game, campaign, or custom battle. We're going to do campaign today. You'll get hit with a decent loading screen that's going to take longer than this, and you're going to have the character culture that you will determine on which one that would best suit you on the play style that you're going to play. When you start off, you will see the customization no longer looks like a flat potato from the previous games, and you have a lot of customization in here. There's a lot to choose from. You can change the voice, there's a lot of hair and beard options, but we will be opening this game with this lovely options here to start this up. The uniqueness is going to come from on how you develop your character's background of choosing your family. I made a full guide on each options here that you're going to pick from choosing your family to your childhood and going forward from there. It is very in-depth to start out with on how you want to build your character. You could make them very unique to start off, but we're going to go with the lovely name of Darbod. That sounds like an absolute conqueror of Calradia, and that's who we are going to be playing as, of showing you the opening of this game. You could set the difficulty any way that you like. We're going to put on realistic for this and move forward from there. You can build the character any way that you like, of being an expert trader, one-hand weapons, two-hand weapons, bows, crossbows. It's very unique and fun to play. You'll jump into a tutorial area. What you don't have to do it if you've done this before and you've played the games before. And it's actually a pretty nice tutorial area. If you have not played, it does walk you through the basics of everything. Makes it a lot easier for you for later. And it shows you all the options that you can do. But if you don't do it, you could come back to it. You could come right back to this little area and go from there. If this is the first time you're seeing this map, it is absolutely gigantic. And when you do skip the tutorial area, you have to choose your family name. You'll get that after you finish the tutorial as well. And the name that we are absolutely picking today is Dinkelberg. That is absolutely appropriate, of Darbod Dinkelberg. When you do this, you'll be able to select your banner. This is what's going to be on your shields of all the guys, and we are absolutely going with the chicken. Orange, I'm feeling. Absolute green background. Nope, I feel that orange down there. Absolutely appropriate for what we're doing here today. And it will always show you where you are on the map. And you move around, and time will progress. You'll see your lovely chicken flag as he moves around. You'll start off with a horse, and depending on the route that you chose, if you want to lean towards one-hand, two-hand, archery, crossbows, that is what you'll start off with. So it will be okay. Weapons, you'll get better ones later, but this is how you progress everything. This will be where you get inventory, your items. When you start having a party, they'll be displayed there. Here are the two quest lines that you'll start off with. I'm not going to show this for spoiler purposes, but there is two quest lines that you could follow and side quests that you could get later on. You want to level up your clan as quickly as possible so you can get access to better things. When you have other parties, you can be able to send them around. When you get settlements, that will be displayed there as well. On the bottom right, you'll have your money, influence, health, party, how much food is there, morale, party wage, view distance, and party speed. You could interact with other lords that are going around, or other captains or commanders. You'll do that a bit later, but what you want to do is recruit troops as soon as possible so you can get ready for your army. And he bought them all, so we gotta go to another place. There are plenty of towns that you could go to. You need to feed that army. Grain would be the easiest way to do that. It costs the least most of the time, and it will be in your inventory where you could see it. So you'll be exploring. When you move, you'll see the play button on the bottom. That's when the world is moving. You could pause it, it freezes everything, and then fast forward will make this go a lot quicker to move around the map. When you join a faction, it'll display your allies as well, and when you're at war, it will display that too. So let's recruit these troops here, and you'll see if there's an active quest, there'll be a blue exclamation point there, and there is no troops to recruit here either. And the reason why you want to get troops as soon as possible is because you'll get attacked by looters or bandits. And if you can't defend yourself properly, or if you can't get away, what's going to happen is that you can be captured in this game. You can be abducted and they will take all your stuff. You'll lose most of your party. You'll have to find them again if you have companions. And you need to wait patiently to see if you can escape. As you can see here. Definitely not a fun moment, but eventually you will get out, and then you're going to need to recruit some troops. So this doesn't happen to you, and this game just does not want me to recruit troops today. Let's go to another city here. You have 5 options in a city, and I can't recruit anybody just yet. Finally went to a town and was able to get 1 guy, and you'll slowly build up your magnificent army. Each town that is controlled by different factions, when you start up, it will display that will have different types of troops that you could get. Empire troops will be different compared to the other types of factions that are on here. So right now you're seeing all Imperial recruits, and there will be other types of recruits that you could get at the other factions that will level differently, will look differently as you progress with them, and you could give them all commands with soldiers and archers and cavalry. When you win, you'll get renown and morale. Renown is how you will progress into the game to have a higher clan. You could take the looters as prisoners and eventually recruit them, and then you will take all their loot. You will be doing this a lot. You will be doing this a lot, hunting all the looters, all the bandits that are around, collecting all of this loot that you get here and selling it to the nearby city. And by doing this, you'll get money, so you could pay the wages of all the troops. The higher level that you get of a clan, it will be better for you because you'll be able to get a higher army if you want to do that, to join a faction. When you go to a city, you go to the tavern area, and you could ransom your prisoners if you're into that. You could recruit different kinds of troops that will be there, and we are absolutely going to recruit Blacktooth here. And he will display on separately compared to your Imperial recruits because he is a unique fighter. There are so many unique companions that you can get that could be good at healing specifically, engineering, archery, that you'll be able to see all their stats before you recruit them, and when you select them you'll be able to see. But for the most part, to level your character in the melee aspect or archery aspect, you are going to be fighting looters. They are the weakest units that you could fight in the game. There will be there the entire game, and that's how you'll level up your troops. By doing this. This can get repetitive by doing this. By fighting looters all the time, just fighting like 9 looters, but you will eventually get to fight different types of bandits that are higher bandits that will give you better items that you can use. Then eventually will lead you to, you could be a mercenary for one of the factions, then actually joining a faction or starting your own faction. It's all on you on how you want to do this. You could follow the quest line before you do any of that. Entirely up to you. And you'll be doing this rinse and repeat a lot. The grind in the beginning to get till a certain point to do those things does take a while. As you can see, you could explore all this portion here. I've only shown you a very small portion of the map that we've been exploring so far. Like, it's just been this pretty much general area. From this is the training point all the way up to that city. So there are a lot of places that you could go to, a lot of companions that you could recruit, and eventually you'll get to the point that you'll get some cavalry. You'll get some soldiers that will have shields instead of just pitchforks, and you'll get some archers. They will more than likely have better gear than you until you get enough money to get your own gear or fight somebody to get better gear. And then, my wonderful friends, the magic happens. You will get a crazy amount of troops. You will have a wonderful army to pretty much dominate most of this map. You'll get awesome high-tier soldiers, archers, crossbowmen, and an insane amount of cavalry to pretty much just wipe the map. Cavalry really does just like overpower almost everything if you do it correctly, and it is just so much fun. The armor that you're seeing here and weapons that I have are pretty much end gear tier 6. As of right now is the highest. You'll have so much party inventory space, and you'll have so much money that you won't even know what to do with it. And you will even have your other companions that you could recruit will even also have an absolute amazing gear that even they will be absolutely unstoppable. Well, most of them, as you'll see in a moment. They'll show their health bar if they're too low in health, and you will have so much different kinds of troops that you could get that you could level up with you. You can level them up, you don't have to in case you're like worrying about wage, and you could even recruit those prisoners. You'll get cities and castles from the lord that you go under, one of the factions. They'll give that to you. And so you'll get even more money that you could set up more things, have a higher clan. And it's broken down very nicely that you'll be able to see everything, that you don't have to go to the castle each time. You could also purchase workshops that will show you how much money you're getting per return for those. You can get caravans as well. You'll explore the entire map. It is just absolutely an amazing game, even in early access. We'll get to the glitches in a moment though. But with this, it's absolutely amazing. You could fight so many different characters when you start going to war with other factions. You can make decisions on who's going to have what castle, who's going to have what city. You'll play a role into that. Even with the tier 6, tier 5 weapons, you are not indestructible. So don't get cocky like how I did here, and then you gotta fast forward it if you fall down. You're not gonna lose the fight, but you fast forward it, it will display everything on who's going down, and after some time it will show you if you won or you lost. That's a nice feature as well. As you progress and have a high enough clan, you could tell other armies that are in your faction to join you to form an even larger army. You'll go slower, but you'll start having like this ginormous army. You could command them, you could tell them what to do in the battlefield, and you could start sieging castles and cities. You'll start building up the siege camp, build up the required siege machines in order to siege the castle, and you'll progress forward from there. A lot of fun to do siege. It is absolutely amazing. No more one ladder sieges if you played the previous games. And it's a little bit slow in the beginning to get to the castle, because your troops are actually pushing the battering ram and the siege towers. And you'll be able to see catapults firing at you. They'll have ballistas as well. You could have catapults as well. Best to have them go first. You could definitely shoot the archers that are up there. And it is a lot of fun to do attacking castles and cities, and also defending them if you get that chance. A lot of times when I sneak into a castle from there, they kind of leave. I hope that gets updated. But I conquered that city, and what could happen to you is that the lord could just give it to himself. The king of your faction can do that. You'll get a very great army and just start destroying the map, and you'll just start getting everything. And then quickly retreat when you see the other faction have twice the amount of guys that you have. And then you'll find lower armies, and you'll start having some huge fights that will happen during this, and it is just absolutely amazing to have like over 1,000 troops on the battlefield that you can command. I don't have all these troops here. This is like all those guys' troops. I think there was only 1 or 2 of them I couldn't command, but the rest of them, like the other 5, I'm commanding all their troops, which is an awesome feature to have. If your computer can run it, highly recommend it. And it is just an amazing game. As you can see, I'm commanding the armies with all the F1 through F9 keys. Is a lot of fun. The devs for this game have been keeping up with this. There have been regular patches, updates to fix a lot of the glitches and issues that I've been having in here. But 6 months later, Is that still going on? With the game being in the state that it is, there are absolutely glitches and bugs. As you can see here with the battle that I did, they are just failing to go up the siege tower. There will be guys that will just get stuck on it. There will be guys that are just shooting at nothingness, which doesn't happen too often, but it's just a couple, one or two of them. You'll have bad grouping that you just won't understand what to do, and you could command them and get rid of that really quick to remove that. But the game is in early access. This is going to happen. It is not going to go away at the current moment. When they pull this out of early access, I really hope this goes away. But it is just, it's there. There definitely are some glitches that have been improved, because I stopped playing the game for a little bit, then picked it back up. A lot of it has been taken care of. I haven't been kicked from the game when I've been playing it, but I know other people have been. What another strong suit that the game features is the custom games. That you could just set up 500 versus 500, you could set it up with spearmen, just cavalry, and verse whatever you want. And you could just have a ton of cavalry, pure cavalry army of 500 troops, and you could take them in any custom game and just have them run into 500 archers. Just maybe next time have them go first if you do that. And just have them get all evaporated. You could set up any custom fight that you want where pretty much it'll be endgame troops. And it's definitely pretty cool to set stuff up like this. And you could do defending castles, attacking castles. You could do any part of the map, they'll give you a general area. It is a lot of fun to do this, to have 500 troops versus 500 troops. You could command all of them, and it is wildly entertaining. And to the last option that you could pick is multiplayer. There are 3 modes at the current moment that you could do on multiplayer, of Captain, Skirmish, and Siege. If you go to Armory, you could see each faction. When you become that faction, because it's random, you could set up on how you want your classes to start off. You could have some wielding a sword, a mace, maybe have a shield, have extra arrows. That will be all displayed to you. Right now, though, with trying to join a game, it's a mess. You could take 3 minutes, you could take 40 minutes. I've really taken a look at this online. This isn't happening to everyone, but it's happening to a lot of players that it's taking that long to join a game. There are connection issues, server drops, and just people not joining at all. But when you finally get there, you'll be able to select what you saw in the armory per what class that you want to pick from. You'll see on the top left on your teammates, on if you get join on Captain, or on Skirmish, you'll see what they will become. You'll see yourself with your Steam picture up there, and you'll be able to pick which troop you want to be. This is specifically for Captain, what I'm showing here today. Problem is, though, of the connection issues. I have done this where that red exclamation point that you're seeing on the left right now was not there. And I've had 0 problems. And have fully gone through a bunch of games. I've gotten to level 5, I believe, but after that it just kept dropping and I just went back to campaign or just doing custom games. But there's a bit of a lag. Now again, I understand to some of you this isn't happening, but it is happening to a lot of people. I took a look on Reddit, I took a look on Steam discussion boards. It's happening to a lot of players that this connection issue needs to get fixed. And I would tell you right now, if I had a bad connection, I don't. I play Total War games, I play many MMOs, I very rarely get dropped. So this is definitely a Mount and Blade thing, unfortunately, because when this does work, it's absolutely amazing. It's a lot of fun to do this, especially if you have a friend to do this with. But as you can see, they're just lagging into each other. I just hit my own guy. It's a little annoying, and when I mean a little, I mean it's a lot. And I can see a lot of people being deterred from this. This never happened to me in campaign or custom games. This is solely on multiplayer that this is happening. I don't know when this is gonna get fixed, but based off of everything that I've seen, they've only are running 2 servers, which is not good to have as many players as that they are having trying to get online to do. Because once when you see the NPCs or players spinning in circles like rubber banding back when that happened in Battlefront, you know obviously something is going wrong. But this happened quite a few times to me, and after waiting that amount of time to join a game, it's annoying. But when it does work, the players are just absolutely hysterical. There are guys just running around at the spawn menu. This has happened to me quite a few times. They're just hanging out there, just doing dance moves. And you could do massive siege battles. These are all players. And it is just a lot of fun. It's like kind of capture the point for the siege battles, and you progress forward from there. When this works, it's awesome. It displays how much kills you get, how many deaths you get, and when the other player dies, you could pick up that weapon, just like how you do in the campaign or in custom game. You could pick up their weapon, you could pick up their shield. If they die off their horse, you could jump on the horse. It is wildly entertaining. You'll rack up points, as you can see in the bottom right, so if you do die, you'll be able to get a better guy that has better armor and weapons. Got saved by the little spot here. And it's very well put together on how they did this. This I fully completed. I didn't get dropped. Everything that you saw before, I got dropped from. I got dropped a lot. I think I've only completed like a couple of games because it just would not work. I did this with my friend that does not live anywhere near me, and it still drops. But let's begin with the pros and cons, starting with the pros. Massive world to explore, many armor and weapon choices to your playstyle, blacksmithing, massive battles, can make your own kingdom or join one, lots of customization to make your character unique. The design of the UI is very good to view everything. Fight in tournaments, has an encyclopedia that shows you all factions and troops. You can use influence to give yourself castles or start a war. The soundtrack of this game is incredible, and commanding troops is easy to learn. The cons. Combat could be difficult for new players. Interacting with NPCs have generic and bland responses. The main questline is not the best but can be improved. Multiplayer servers need to be fixed. And the game does have many bugs, but nothing that's too game-breaking. Overall, Bannerlord is a wonderful medieval strategy open-world RPG. I do enjoy the game, but remember, it's still in early access. There's so much more that can be put in here, but I believe I covered a lot for you to get a gist of the game. I hope this video helped you determine if Bannerlord is meant for you at this time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.